Focusing on what you want rather than your current circumstances will create the new circumstances that you desire. You know, your reality all exists in your mind. There is really no out there. So you actually have the power to choose whether you want this reality or you want this reality. And the way you move from this reality to this reality is by shifting your focus from here over to here. And it can be a slow process or a quick process, depending on how purely you're able to focus on what you want. And there's an element of trust and an element of excitement and this excited anticipation. Oh, I love this life. This is what I want. I'm living it. I'm pretending it's real right now. And it has to happen for you. When you find that gem, the closer you get to the gem of what you truly want to be, do, or have, the faster it can happen because it feels so right inside. You have this, it's almost like this twinkling, it looks like twinkling. Anticipation, I guess, is the best word, of desire. It helps you focus on it and pretend so much easier because it feels so exciting. It feels so good. It feels so right. It's a huge relief from your current reality. It's fun. It's something you love to feel. That's what helps it happen so much faster. That's why when you're going for, one of the reasons, when you're going for a goal or something that's not quite the right thing, it doesn't have that power. It doesn't have that energy in it because you're meant to create so much more. And the big reason is you're not choosing what your soul wants to experience through you in this lifetime. See, that's what happens when you choose a great dream for your life, when you choose a great dream. Something that is really a match for your soul. It's your soul pushing you, encouraging you to go for who you're meant to be. This isn't coming from your ego. There's no guilt about this. There's no feeling stupid that you're going for something so incredible. Like, who am I to have that? Who am I to do that? Who am I to live that lifestyle? I've never been anywhere close to that. Listen to what your soul wants for your life. And you find that by finding the secret desire that, oh, if I could only live like that, if I could only have that, if I could only be that. And sometimes, because it can take a while to find that little gem, we find something close to it and we go for that. And there may be a little course correction, and a course correction, it's like, that's what I want. And that's okay. Focusing on what you see in your current reality keeps you right where you are. When you stretch a little and imagine something better, your reality becomes something better. So even if you're not going for a big dream, you can still make vast improvements in your life by focusing on something better, by correcting a little thought here and there. Remember, we're kind of taking notice of what we allow to go through our minds during the day. And the reason for this is we want to catch that default thinking, those little irritable responses that we tend to have. We want to catch those. I want to make sure I'm recording this. I think I hit record. Yeah. We want to catch those thoughts so that we can elevate them to something a little better, or at least neutral. So when we're mad that the car coming the other direction took your parking space, yes, your first response is probably going to be really annoyed. You'll be angry, irritable, and annoyed. And you don't have to carry that through for the rest of the day. That's where the damage occurs. As soon as you notice that annoying type thinking going on, and the cursing him, cussing him, or whatever, stop those thoughts. Just refuse to think them. If you can't stop them, think about something else. listen to an inspirational audio, do something. Focus on the beautiful tree in the parking lot. Anything, I don't care what it is. Focus on how lucky you are that you can afford to go to the market to buy food. I mean, it can be anything, but make it a little more elevated than those irritating or irritable thoughts. This is the key, the trick. Your inner power can easily create what your mind thinks is impossible. You know why? Because you are so much more powerful than your mind. What is your mind anyway? Your mind is just old programming. So it's those same thoughts that your ancestors had running through their minds. That's all that your mind is. And your mind does the learning and the things you're supposed to memorize and all that crap. That's what your mind does. You can change how your mind filters what comes into your life by choosing the thoughts that are more desirable. See, you are the only one in charge of this. No one can change this for you. I don't care what teacher, guru, training, whatever you go through, the only one who can change what happens in your life is you. You are the only one in charge. You can do this. This is what you're here for. Unlearn everything you've learned and make it simple. Thoughts are not real. Thoughts are pure potential. I love that so much. I wrote that years ago and I didn't remember it. So focus on the ones that lead to what you want. Thoughts are not real. They are pure potential. When you realize your thought, your every thought is pure potential, you will really become aware of what you are creating in every moment. Every thought it's the potential to create what you want, the potential to create what you don't want, and you are doing it all the time. Let's make that a focus for this week. Really pay attention to more of your thinking. Pause during the day more frequently. Maybe you take a day where every hour, when you set a timer, every hour when that timer goes off, what am I thinking? What thoughts were going through my mind? Are they busy, useless thoughts that just kind of hold you at a low level? Or are they focused on a kind act or the beauty around you, or on something funny or delightful? Or are they quiet? Like what is the quality of your thoughts? Pay attention this week. This will be a good one for me too. If you pretend or imagine, remember that's what we do to create what we want. If you pretend or imagine you already have what you want, your vibration is right where it needs to be to attract those things you want. So where have you been putting your focus? The trick is remembering that at all times, far more is happening on your behalf than your physical senses will ever reveal. Far more. This is what's going on in the unseen nature of life. This is where all the workings happen. We don't see the change as it's happening. You'll notice the little challenges, for example, owing that person money and them them owing you money, them denying it, having a physical challenge. These are the things that distract us from what we want, but they create a very solid stepping stone for growth, basically. And the growth feels like, I refuse to think about that thought. I'm going to think about something else. That's how you grow to the next level. That's how you get closer to your dream. When you do that, your dream is getting closer to you. And at some point, it just pops out of nowhere. Remember, it generally comes from the least expected way, something you never imagined. Because the unseen nature of life creates the path to it. So that's why you can't see it. The path isn't there. It's not visible to you. But the unseen nature of life is what creates that path. And then it pops. Now, in 2017, when that huge dream came true for me, I didn't see it coming at all. It came from left field. It was so far out of the blue. This time, the path to my dream, I'm seeing things happen also from out of the blue, out of left field, but it looks different. I'm recognizing it. You've heard me talk about how we got the alpacas. It was Steve's idea, and Steve's the one who said, no more animals. I'm done with animals. When these sheep are gone, no more animals. I mean, he's just been adamant about that for years. And then he wanted alpacas. So that started this path here. You know, we've wanted to own the entire ranch. We own 18 acres here, and the entire ranch is another 60, and we signed paperwork now buying out a large portion of the other 60. Never saw this coming. The fencing that I want on the ranch, this was actually part of my dream because of the freedom. I want that freedom to walk on this ranch without my dogs running into a road or the coyotes coming across, my little 23-pound Max. And Steve despises fencing. And that was the deal. And he didn't, by buying the rest of the ranch, my deal was, I want fencing. And Steve agreed. Happily. He said, if that's what it's going to take, fine, we will put up fencing. He's already talked about clearing out some trees on the other side of the ranch, so we can do that. There was more to this. The puppies. That's another part I never thought would happen. So I'm watching my dream unfold. It's different than the last one, so it may be different for you.